to be good stewards of our tax dollars. But what about when it comes to paying their own taxes?
Memphis Mayor Willie Harrington paid his taxes. They were late, but he paid them. But what about his counterparts of the city council? Fox 1319 reporter Jason Carter takes a look at who else is having trouble paying their taxes on time.
The Fox 1319 looked at every member on the city council and their current tax situation. And while the majority of them have a clean slate, there were a couple who owed the tax man thousands of dollars. Death and taxes, you just can't avoid them, even these guys and girls. Memphis Mayor Willie Harrington took a little time this year paying his property taxes, but he paid them, since the city charter says you can't serve an elected office with taxes in arrears. And a couple of his council friends took a few liberties in getting them paid. City Councilman Reed Hedgepeth paid more than $30,000 in delinquent taxes just before the election. Veteran Councilwoman Barbara Swearingen-Ware dropped off $1,300 with the taxman shortly thereafter. All in all, the people who spend your Memphis tax dollars are paid up as far as property taxes go. But there's another branch of government that wants some money from council members.
Many of us complain about...
Like the City Council, the U.S. Congress spends your tax dollars. You pay income taxes to the IRS, then Congress appropriates where the money will be spent. But the IRS says Councilman Harold Collins and Councilwoman Janice Fuller owe them some dough.
Especially with the some of the budget concerns that are manifesting right now, it just doesn't look very good.
Fuller owes the IRS nearly $20,000.
It was really my fault. I have to take responsibility.
According to Janice Fuller of Chalmers, her predicament with the IRS is a result of bad advice from an accountant.
I was getting refunds back and the amount that I had never gotten back before, and I'm saying, oh, this girl is absolutely amazing.
But Fuller got audited. The IRS put a lien on her house, and now she pays $400 a month to pay it all back.
I'm a big girl. I have to pay the piper. You know, I enjoyed the money for those years, and now I have to pay it back, and so I'm doing so.
I think lots of people have made mistakes on their taxes before. I mean, certainly the tax code is extremely obtuse. It's difficult to follow.
Councilwoman Fuller's fellow freshman council member Harold Collins is into the IRS for a bit more. Collins owes $160,000 and some change to Uncle Sam. And while he's shying from our cameras, he did elaborate on his situation in this written statement. Several years ago, when I owned and operated a probation firm, I chose to pay my employees their wages instead of pay the payroll taxes as prescribed. That was a conscious decision that I made, knowing the consequences. He goes on to say, that was an unfortunate situation, but I believe that those actions will not interfere in any way my ability to do the business of the city and the city council.
Businesses can fail for lots of reasons, not just necessarily poor management or something like that.
Collins and his wife also have a lien on their house and pay the IRS monthly. Two council members, two separate problems. But does it really affect their ability to serve in their elected positions?
I do think that we tend to hold our elected representatives to standards that we, as individuals, don't necessarily live up to. And I'm not sure the degree to which that is a double standard. But nonetheless, they are representatives of the public, and they are entrusted with public funds. And if private behavior is any indication of public responsibility, then I do think that there is a concern, yes.
Neither Foyle or Collins believe their IRS problems will interfere with their job. However, over the next few months, they're going to be discussing the future of your property taxes. In the studio, I'm Jason Carter, Fox 13 News, I-Team.